Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the cold control kit in a GE refrigerator. It's going to be a very easy repair. Should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For the job, we're going to need a Phillips and a flat blade screwdrivers. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new cold control kit, which includes the cold control itself, the vinyl protecting tube, and the foam insulation. This cold control is located in the fresh food section at the top inside the control panel. By turning the cold control knob, one can adjust the temperature inside the refrigerator. If the temperature inside your refrigerator is way too cold or way too warm, or nothing works besides the lights, and you can't change anything by adjusting the control knob, check the cold control and replace it if needed. To get to the part, we need to open the fresh food door. As I mentioned earlier, the cold control is inside this control panel. So we need to drop it down to get to the cold control, and we need to take out two Phillips screws. One is right there, another one is right there. So I'm using a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to take them out. So next we are going to press those clips here, one on the left and one on the right. So then we can completely take off the control panel. I'm going to use my fingers, going to push them in, and it's going to come down. Next thing, we're going to disconnect this plug. We're going to press in locking tabs, push it apart. All right, so let's place it on the table. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to remove the knob. I'm going to use the flat blade screwdriver. Going to pry the knob off. Don't throw it away. We're definitely going to reuse it. And I'm going to turn it over again. And now we're going to take out this cold control. I'm going to use the same flat blade screwdriver. Going to pry this back. And remove this clip out. So I'm going to pull this out from opposite side, and I'm going to use the same flat blade screwdriver. Going to remove these wires from the cold control. Now I'm going to pull out this green wire off, and we can remove the sensor tube, sensor bulb from the clips. And I'm going to slide this protector tube off. This is the old cold control next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from AppliancePartsPros.com. Alright, so back to the table. I'm going to slide this a little bit to the side. I'm going to bring in new cold control. I'm going to straighten up the sensor bulb. Be careful, I mean, don't break it. Not supposed to. I'm going to slide the tube on. And we're going to install the cold control into those two brackets. I'm going to bend this tube slightly. I'm going to insert this side into the opening here. And I'm going to press it down. I'm going to use the flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to pull this side slightly. Trying not to break it. And press it down. And it's locked. Now I'm going to connect the wires. It doesn't matter which goes where, as long as they are connected. And then the ground wire, right there. Okay, now I'm gonna insert this into these channels here. I'm gonna bend it. Do all the bending softly. Insert it right there into this groove. And I'm gonna put it under this clip and under this clip. And last thing to do will be install this knob. It has a D shape, and the shaft is also D shape, and the flat side is facing down, so we're gonna put it down like that and push it on. Now we're going to install it. Now I'm going to install this control panel. I'm going to first connect the plug. Make sure it's locked. And then this drain tube is going to be inserted into this opening at the back. And I'm going to lift up this control panel assembly, and I'm going to push it up. So I'm going to clip on these clips here on the side. And now we're going to secure this control panel with a couple of Phillip screws. I'm going to use the Phillip screwdriver, place it in, and tighten it. Okay, now we can close the door for the fresh food section, and we're going to open the freezer door. To remove the freezer shelf, we need to lift up the front end and slide it out. So our next step is to remove this air tower. There are several clips that hold it in place. There's a couple at the bottom here and at each. There's one on this side, one on this side, and two on the top. We're going to start with pulling up the whole structure. I'm using a flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to place it in and pry it up and out. Next, I need to push in this clip and this clip, and then to the top we're just going to pull this bottom portion forward and release the top. Okay, so those are the clips on the top and the clips on the sides and the clips at the bottom. And now I'm going to remove this foam insulation. Just pulls up. And it's going to be replaced by the new one from the kit. It's much smaller. And now we're going to install this air tower. First the top clips goes in. And I'm going to bring it in. Squeeze the sides. And now we're going to install the freezer shelf. Slide it in. And these two little tabs goes into the grooves here, locking the shelf into place. And now we can close the freezer door. Plug the fridge back in and make sure it's cooling. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, Please check out our other videos available on our site, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.